You're here because you're sick of the pep talks and motivational videos.
We bring you the tools and resources you can apply in the real world in a no-nonsense environment filled with people like you.
The builders,
Creators,
doers,
and disruptors to energize your hustle. Hey, what's going on, Great Minds Nation? I'm Zach.
What up, what up, what up? I'm Christian.
And this is another edition of Set the Tone Sunday. For all you go-getters,
Hustlers,
doers,
the motivated,
the ones who want to go get it.
and all-out hustlers. If that describes you, you're in the right place. Welcome. It's another edition of Set the Tone Sunday, and let's kick it off.
Absolutely. So for everybody who's been tuned in for the last 4 episodes, we've been talking about the process and breaking it down. In your walk in life, and your journey to your personal greatness, it's going to be a process.
100%.
It's not going to happen overnight.
It won't happen overnight.
If you think that now these videos will not be for you, you should click out, you should move on, because that's not what we talk about here. We talk about the journey, the steps that it takes to get to where you want to be. So previously we talked about what is important to you. That was step number 1. You have to define that. Step number 2 was to set clear goals, because without a plan, you're going to fail more than likely, right?
100%.
And then thirdly, you need to believe. And then we got to take some action. That was step
Act.
number 4. So tonight, we're going to talk to you about sacrifice. Oh, sometimes when you hear that word,
It's cringe, but if you a go-getter and a hustler, then it should make you happy. Because everybody knows what they want, right? I mean, most people do, you know. I'm so sick of people our age, millennials, really. We got this sense of entitlement, you know. I want to be a millionaire by 30. Sounds great. I want to own a home. You know,
I want to be an entrepreneur.
I want to be an entrepreneur.
I just came up with this business idea.
I know. I want to have a great relationship. And you look on other people's Instagrams, or you look at the story that people are trying to paint, and there's no sustenance, and it's not real. And it's one thing to know what you want, but I don't care about that. What are you willing to sacrifice to get to what you want? You want the great body. You want to look like the man on the magazine, the man or woman on the magazine. Are you willing to be hungry when you're going to bed at night? Are you willing to be in a constant state of soreness? You want a great relationship. Are you willing to not be right in every single argument and to swallow your pride and humble yourself for your boyfriend or girlfriend? You want to be financially stable. Are you willing to sacrifice not going out every single weekend with your friends? What are you willing to sacrifice? Because when you can answer that question, I'll tell you what your future is going to look like. So today, that is what the talk is about, sacrificing.
Absolutely. And so just to kick it off, the first step that we want to talk to you all about is just give you a couple of examples in our own life that we've had to sacrifice in our journey, just to give you an example of what some of that sacrifice might look like, so you don't feel alone in your walk and you can understand, wow, I'm actually doing the right thing. I'm taking steps to better myself. So for example, Christian and I used to hit 50 Cent Wing Night every Monday. It was going down at Linwood Grill. It was incredible.
And I love wings.
They had like 12, 15 different flavors for these wings. They were 50 cents. You could grab some beers with them. They had TVs everywhere. It was you and the boys, ladies. There was a ton of ladies there too, right? So the girls were out. They were getting wings with their girls.
Word.
Everybody was just vibing, having a great time. But when we decided that we wanted a little bit more for ourselves, that we were ready to walk into our greatness, Wing Night kind of fizzled out. It had to, out of necessity. And there was one or two ways to look at it, right? You could look at it as, wow, I'm making this big, super gigantic sacrifice. I'm missing out on something that brings me a lot of happiness, because it did.
Right.
It was a blast. Or you could look at it as, you know what, short-term pain for long-term gain.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just one example.
I love that. And guys, on that note, now is the time. You know, right now, the majority of our audience, guys, is millennials, all right? So that's people who are in the same boat as us. You know, we have maximum time right now to capitalize on the time that we do have. I mean, outside of work, paying my bills, that's really my own responsibilities. I don't have any kids right now. I don't have a wife that I have to answer to right now. That's just not my reality. So now, more than ever, is the time where I have time. So I don't need to wait until I'm 30 down the line when I am married, when I do have kids. Because then if I don't chase my dream, I'm not just letting me down, I'm letting other people down. Right now, you are all you have to worry about if you're a millennial. So if that describes you, you have to act now. Stop trying to wait. And if there's anybody that you can think of that's successful in your life, it can be a successful musician, you look at the Drakes, the Big Seans of the world. If it's a successful actor,
Kendrick
the
Lamars.
Kendrick Lamars, the Leonardo DiCaprios, the LeBrons, the Kobe's, anybody that you can think of that's great no matter what field, they didn't get there by accident, guys. They actually put in time. They put in sacrifice. It's the stuff that you don't see. You get to see LeBron hold the championship up, but you don't get to see him going on a diet, not eating carbs all summer, and then dropping weight so he can come back in peak position. So it's the sacrifice, guys. Don't say, what pisses me off more than anything is when people say they want something, but then when you tell them what to do to get it, they don't want to do it. That's the sacrifice. Because if you can't sacrifice, you don't really want it. You just kind of want it.
Absolutely. And I think it's the narrative that you tell in your head.
100%.
And it's being self-aware. But the biggest lie ever told is, oh, you're young. You have time. Don't worry about it. And then the day that you finally build up the strength and courage to start, you've got two additional mouths to feed, a mortgage, 2 car payments. You're stuck. It's a lot harder. So do yourself a favor and invest. At a bare minimum, the definition of an investment is putting your time, money, or energy into something that is going to have a positive return. It's going to grow, develop. It's going to move you in a positive direction. So now is the time. Invest in one way or another, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in a business, whether it's in R&D in your own personal life, whether it's in your career, your health, your fitness, whatever it is. Now is the time. And lastly, and most importantly of all, what is going to drive you through every single sacrifice is your why. And we talk about this all the time. We'll talk about it till the day we die. It is at the foundation and the core of everything that we do. You have to know why you exist and why you're doing what you do. Because if you don't have a solid why and you don't feel like you're standing on solid ground, anybody can shake you with one comment like, oh, why are you doing that? Oh, I don't know. I guess you're kind of right. And you're just right back to where you started. Like, if you can't be on solid ground and really know why you're doing the thing that you're doing, whatever it is, whether it's pursuit in your career, or it's going after weight loss, or it's going after gains in the gym, whatever it might be, or that love life, that relationship that you've always wanted to have, you got to know why. You absolutely have to know why. So just to break it down for you guys, we gave you a couple of examples. What's yours? You know, what is your example of a sacrifice? Think about that in your mind. What does it look like for you? And then you got to ask yourself, it's not going to be tomorrow. It's not going to be the day after. I'm going to start now.
Start now. And if you really want it, then you'll stay consistent and you'll keep going after it. And it does take patience. It's not going to happen tomorrow. Anything worth going for is going to take time. So sacrifice and put in the action behind your words. Our mouths are writing checks today that it's going to take crazy amount of money to get to cash, because lip service is a dime a dozen, guys. Actually put some action behind your words.
Yesterday you said tomorrow.
Yes, start today. Absolutely.
Start today.
So I think Zach's going to leave us off with a quote from Muhammad Ali. This is one of my favorite quotes of all time. I'm going to let him take it away.
Yeah, no, you go for it. You go for it. It's your favorite quote.
It is one of my favorite quotes, man. So Muhammad Ali says, I hated every minute of training, but I told myself, sacrifice now and remain a champion for the rest of my life. So sacrifice, guys. Training, dieting, exercising, putting in extra hours so you can get that promotion, saying no to parties so that you can save for the down payment on the house that you want to have. Those are sacrifices, but if you really want it, you'll get after it. We love you. This has been another edition of Set the Stone Sunday, and we will see you in a week.
Peace.